Robot Wars, a show of destruction and mayhem of robots fighting each other. But it wasn't all just about that. You pretty much had real cool robots of different designs and concepts. Some were really well done and some were questionable. But we're not really going to do any of that. We're going to be drawing the house robots. Draw them all in one piece with the arena behind them, and then hang up my wall, and that'll be one last tribute to Robot Wars, to a show that I don't know if will ever come back. So yeah, let's jump to it.
Robot Wars. Carnage, mayhem, destruction. All those good and awesome things. It is a show that I grew up with, and it is a show that I heavily miss. It did come back for a while, only for a little while, and then disappeared again. I don't know if it'll ever come back, but I feel that this is a fitting and fine tribute. This is definitely an idea that I had a while back, and I'm finally going to do it now. So, we're drawing all the house robots. Riftbot, I don't know if he's a house robot or not, but he's in that category. So, we're drawing them all. Even Cassius Crow, the one that's all the way far in the back. But we're drawing them all. But we do our sketch first. And that's where we begin. So the next little bit that I also decided to do is I realised I need to have some kind of an idea of when I'm going to put the arena. I try a few little things with some of the logo and all this, but I decided, you know what, I'll put it off for now and come back to it later. Now we are in the true part of it, the line work for all of these awesome house robots. The first one I decided to go for is obviously the one at the front, is the Riftbot, the one that keeps order in the arena, and the one that counts you down. I pretty much decided not to put the clock in because it kind of covers most of the details, so I kind of left that bit out. Ah, Sir Killot, Knight of the Realm, Keeper of all the one. I guess almost the true king of the house robots and all this and stuff. I know you got Mr. Cycle, but it's got to be Sir Killot. He is really the one, and yeah, he's pretty awesome. I really loved his design. You know, the whole knight and all those kind of dinosaur things, spines in his back. Very cool. The next one we have is, of course, the biggest house robot, Mr. Psycho. He looks really cool and everything else until you realise he had quite a few flaws. He broke down a lot, and yeah, he broke down a lot. So we didn't get to see him as much as we hoped, but he was such a big bot. I mean, there was going to be flaws, but yeah, it just kind of shows you sometimes size isn't always everything. The next one I decide to do is Sergeant Bash. He is a sergeant. He looks like a tank. He is a mighty flamethrower. It doesn't really do much, but it looks cool and bright, and a sharp claw that will crush his enemies to dust. Another little beloved bulldozer Shunt with his diamond egg axe, his plough, and his scoop, ready to move all the enemies out of his way and cleave them in two. She's beloved, she's adorable. Matilda used to have a chainsaw, has a deadly flywheel, and flip you in the arena if she wanted to. The next ones that I have as well is we have Dead Metal. Looks like he came from the scrapyard, and he definitely has that look. Would pretty much grab you and grind you with his circular saw. I love when it Dead Metal a lot. I love the sparks flying. It looks so cool in the show, and I am so glad he was one of the ones that got remade in the reboot. That is for sure. I'm happy with that. The next one we have is Growler, Mr. Cycle's loyal dog. This one was actually really good. He got his massive speed, ram into enemies, grab them, bite them, and dump them into the pit. Really good dog. Now we have the one that's the runt of the lot, Cassius Crow. I don't really know much to say about it. He was alright. Now to add some colour. It is the last parts that I all need to do, this very last bit. And colour to the house robots. Earthbot, Sakillot, Mr. Psycho, Sergeant Bash, Dead Metal, Growler, Shunt, Matilda, and of course Cass's Crow. Robo Wars to me has been one of those shows that I watched at my time. God, I remember getting the PlayStation 2 all those years ago, and that was one of my first games for the PlayStation 2, believe it or not, was Robot Wars. And I enjoyed every minute of it. I really did. It was clunky, but I enjoyed it. I watched other shows along with like Pokemon and all this, and Digimon and other things, but Robot Wars was like that later show that I pretty much would sit at the TV, turn on BBC channel to the right one, and yeah, just sit there, wait for the time to thing. There was no reminders, there was no things, it happened at that time. I remember sitting there after dinner, watching these robots fight each other, smash it, and it was different. It was different to any other show for me, because it was real. It was real. These were real robots. These were things that people had made. They put time and effort into these machines. And then you had these house robots that you can tell so much work went into them, so much planning went into them, so much design, and they just look so cool. The fact that these were like movable machines, they were real, I was just in awe every time I saw them. And now we're at today, where now every time that I see them, I remember the good old days. You know, there's not too many times that I will talk about things that really, really hit home. But I was sad. When it gently stopped and there was no more, you know, it was almost one of those dreams that I was like, oh, I want to build a robot, I want a thing. And then when I heard the show was gone forever, it hurt, because I grew up with them so long, and then all gone. But I'm glad. I am so glad. It is this show that's made me love machines, robots, mechs, you name it. I love that stuff. It is so good. It is so awesome. I'll never forget this show, ever. And I'm so glad now that my art skills are right to this point. I can finally do this justice. I've done them a few times in the past, but they haven't been up to snuff. I am so glad I can do this. Thank you, Robot Wars, for giving me one of the best things I could watch by far. Goodbye, Refbot. Goodbye, Sergeant Bash. Goodbye, Sakillot. Goodbye, Dead Metal, Growler. Oh, forgotten else. Sergeant Bash, of course. Even Cass is cool. Yeah, a little daft little guy and all this, but hey, it had some personality in a way that it was built and all this, but what a show. What a fantastic show. And I bring this to you guys as well. Hopefully you like this piece as well, just as I do. And now I finish up some last wee bit touches, and I'll show you the final results.
there you guys have it. It is finished. We have the piece. It is finished at last. I think this is a fitting tribute to the show. A show that I honestly don't know will ever come back. It has had a reiteration before, quite a few years ago. Can't believe that's gone past, unfortunately. But it didn't continue. It only went for a little bit and stuff like that. And I wish it continued a little bit lower. It would have been awesome to see the show continue a bit more robots, everything else. Maybe other house robots got remade. That would have been cool. But unfortunately, it was not meant to be. We didn't get too far in it. Would have been cool if we had another game or something like that. But I can understand. Some things happen. Some things are just not meant to be. And sometimes it just won't continue. I'm really glad that I did make this. This will be definitely a little fitting tribute. I can look at it and go, this is definitely some fond memories that to a show that is now almost long forgotten now. So I think there's still people that will generally go, if you say Robot Wars, to go, oh yeah, I remember that. Some fond memories, you know. But it's just like one of those shows, like nothing can go on forever. I think this piece here is a fitting one. I'm gonna set it here. Eventually I'll get it onto my wall, don't worry. Or maybe I have, who knows. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this. I'm GreenFly, stay creative. And as they pretty much say, goodbye.